everyone is doing well and maybe you're on summer break. I have been a bit absent because I have been on holiday. Holiday in Norway needs to be mentioned. I live in Oslo, Norway, and with the pandemic and everything, while abroad travel is become allowed now, it's not something I'm keen on doing. So me and my sister went on a road trip through the western parts of Norway, Sognefjordane, and I posted a little vlog with some footage, so if you haven't seen it and you're curious to see what Norwegian landscape's like, check it out. And then I got back, had a week or so of work and stuff, and then me and my boyfriend went on our Vestlandsferie. So another one, but we went different places, and we went to visit his family and everything because he's from Bergen. And then we just got back a couple of days ago. So I have been away for a good couple of weeks, really, with the odd day in Oslo here and there. But now I am back. We have one more journey planned this summer. We are going to Lofoten. The beginning of August. Lofoten is north in Norway, and it just looks amazing. I've never been, and I'm so excited. So that will be the last trip that we have planned. Anyway, that's where I've been. I hope everyone else has been having a lovely time as well, even though 2020 is crazy so far. I have a couple of things to share with you. I am going to start with what I'm wearing. This is the Eowyn blouse. I have knit a long-sleeved Eowyn blouse, and I sent out an update on Ravelry probably a couple of weeks ago now, a week or two ago, I can't remember, with the updated version of the pattern, which now includes both the original sleeve, which is a elbow-length sleeve with a ruffle, or these sleeves, which are just basic fitted sleeves with a subtle puff shoulder, same as in the original pattern. It's just the length and the lack of ruffle. That's the change in this one. So the pattern now includes both of those options. And if you purchase your pattern on Etsy, I am not able to send automatic updates. Unfortunately, it's just how Etsy works. I can do it on Ravelry and it does it automatically. But if you've bought your pattern on Etsy and you would like the new version, send me an email at fabelknitwear@gmail.com and I will send that to you ASAP. This Eowyn blouse is my favourite. I've knit a cream one, a golden one, a pink one, a brown one, and all in the original. But this, I think it's the combination of everything, the colour and the yarn and everything. I love this. I've worn it so much, and I brought it on holiday with me as well because it packs so light. It's knit in Fabel Knitwear hand-dyed yarn, which is my hand-dyed yarn, in the base Athena, which is my gold stellina merino nylon base, in the colourway Wizard's Robes, which is this delicious deep garnet red. And I love it so much. I know I showed you this only recently, but let me just... Oh, my zipped. Undone zip. It's just the best. I'm not sure if you can see any sparkle, but it's there. So that's what I'm wearing. I'm so pleased with this. And as we are speaking of the Eowyn blouse, I have posted, and it's now finished, the Eowyn KAL, which is the Eowyn blouse knit along. I hosted it running up until June 15th, so I am overdue in announcing winners. It's just because I suddenly went on holiday and it wasn't planned. But I have winners. I have two winners, one chosen from Ravelry and one from Instagram. The winners have been chosen using the random number generator, it's completely random. And basically what you had to do was knit an Eowyn blouse within that timeline. Any yarn, whatever you want to use. And yeah, let me tell you who the winners are. The winner from Ravelry is Vintage Pie. Congratulations, Sophie. You are the winner with your striped, was it blue and yellow Eowyn blouse. Check it out. Congratulations. And the winner from Instagram is, oh, I don't know how to pronounce this, Shaitiel, which is definitely wrong. This is how it's spelled. Congratulations, you have won with your beautiful deep purple Eowyn blouse, which you styled so beautifully with vintage dress clips. You have both won a skein of Fabel Knitwear hand-dyed yarn in the base and colour of your choosing. So drop me an email, fabelknitwear@gmail.com, and I will get those dyed up and sent to you as soon as possible. Congratulations. We cannot simply leave it at that. We do have to have a look at some of the amazing contributions. And also I have to say thank you to everyone who participated. I love hosting knit-alongs because it makes me so inspired. Have a look. Aren't they amazing? I'm very curious to know which one is your favourite. I was so floored by the striped version. This one, I think this is amazing, and I really want a striped version now. I'd never even thought to do something like that, just use all the scraps. So that's a really good scrap stash buster if you have enough scraps in similar-ish weight yarn. Knit something like that. And the blouse is great as well, because if you don't have enough, you can just adjust the sleeve length and do either really short t-shirt sleeves or the original elbow length. Gorgeous. So thank you so much again to everyone who joined. I hope you will join the next time I host a knit-along, which is not very far off. So I have been knitting on designs. I have published, as you know, the first heirloom collection pattern. The second one is coming in a couple of weeks, a week or two. And then there are 3 more as of now. And so I'm not going to show you the planned ones. However, I have a scrapped design it was a fail, an absolute utter fail. And I wanted to share that with you because I've scrapped it. I knit the whole thing and realised it didn't work. And I wasn't really feeling it. Maybe I'll come back to it at a later point, maybe not. But for now, it's not happening. This was what I was intending to call the soiree blouse. A pattern inspired by evening gown bodices of around 1912. It's the typical square neckline, sheer sleeved bodice, usually chiffon, with a silk sleeves. I mean, with a silk bodice, and they're usually beaded. And I was inspired to make something along these lines by this photo, which is this amazing House of Worth gown. It's incredible, and I wanted to knit with beads, which in itself was a success. It just doesn't work on, and there might be many reasons, but let me just show you. Okay. So I haven't cast this off, I just took it off the needle, so it's kind of unraveling a little bit. So this is it. I'm not sure how well you can see. The body is knit in Pickles Merino Bliss, which is a fingering weight merino, and then you swap to a mohair silk around there. It has a square neckline, although you can't see it very well because it's unraveling, and the sleeves are knit in mohair silk and knit beaded. So as you can see, I went for the horizontal striped beads, and it just, as I was knitting it, I was unsure if it was working, but then sometimes you have to finish it to know. So I just went, and maybe it'll be fine when it's done. But it's intended to have this beautiful drapey, airy sleeves, but the beads on this just makes it really, I don't know, it just doesn't look good. And it might be the beads too big. But what I theorised was that if I used smaller beads, then the 4mm needle that I used to get the gauge that I wanted would be too wide, and so the tiny beads wouldn't fill in. So I could probably do more beads per stitch, but I don't know. These are the ones I tried with, and it just, yeah, you can kind of see. And it looks fine like this, but when you put it on I don't know, there's just something about this shape that happens. I don't like the way the yarn stretches in again, where on the parts where it's not pulled by the beads. And so it was not a success, alas. So that's that. It was also intended to have, oh, it's really unraveling now. This is beaded, but this is too heavy. But that, like, the neckline could easily be changed if it didn't work. So this is too heavy. I would probably have to do either just one row of beads, I've done 3, or back it with something. And also I wanted beads along the edge, which I was intending to pick up and then knit on the beads. So the neckline things are all things that could easily be sorted. I just don't. The sleeves just don't work, and they were kind of the star of the show. So this, I spent a lot of time on this, with the concept, with figuring everything out, doing the math, and then of course knitting it, only to realise it's not working, which is fine. And that's the reason I wanted to share, because it's fine. Not everything turns out the way you want it to. That's kind of a gamble that you take when you knit without the pattern. And sometimes when you knit with a pattern it doesn't work as well. Maybe your gauge was off and you didn't realise, even if you did a gauge swatch, or maybe it's the yarn, it's just for some reason not working with that pattern. Maybe you've gone up or down the size without checking of like so many factors that can play in. Maybe you just don't like the colour. So many things, and it's fine. I mean, it can be disheartening if you've spent a lot of time on it. But I think it's important to take a step back and go, I tried, this was a great experience. Now I know what I can do better, and I know why this and that didn't work. Maybe if I don't know, if I'm wondering, I can sit down and try to figure out why it didn't work, so that I can make sure it doesn't happen again. Sometimes it'll happen again and it's fine, but I think maybe the impression with designers are very like what is this word? That word. With knitters who post a lot of success stories. I look at this beautiful line knit and it went so quickly, and it can maybe be a bit disheartening. Maybe you're not a quick knitter. Maybe you have kids and you don't have time to knit loads. Maybe you just like taking it more slowly, or maybe you make more mistakes than that friend you know who never makes mistakes or tells you about it. So I just wanted to sort of push that message that it doesn't really matter if you make mistakes. Sometimes it doesn't work for me either. And full disclaimer, I am the type of knitter who will ignore a mistake 90% of the time. Like, oh, look at that, that's a mistake, I don't care. And then I'll keep knitting. I usually don't care. The 10% that I do unravel are because they're glaringly obvious mistakes that ruin the aesthetic of the finished garment if you make a mistake here. Or, you know, most of the time, I don't care. If I'm a stitch off, or if I, yeah, just really doesn't matter all that much to me. And some people have to fix all the mistakes, and that's fine. Just don't let it become a distraction and just kind of let it take over. Because this could easily have had, like, I've knit the whole thing and it's not working. But it's fine. Is all I want to say. It happens to everyone. I'm just guessing not everyone shares their sort of failure stories. It's much more fun to share the successes, obviously. So after the failure of my soiree blouse, which is by the way an amazing name, so I'm going to keep that and use it for something else. So pleased with that name. I went back to the drawing board, and what's amazing though is when something like that doesn't work, I was so inspired to do something completely different, and the design I now have, which I only have a sleeve left on, I'm so thrilled with. And maybe that wouldn't have happened if this had worked the way I wanted it to, which it would of course have been amazing as well. But I guess just find the silver lining when your crafts don't work out the way you want them to. When I was in Bergen, I had to go to Knappebua, which I've talked about many a time before. It's a haberdashery button shop in Bergen, and I didn't get loads this time. I usually have a much bigger haul. I got 2 buttons. I've gotten this one before, and I had 4 in my stash, so I knew if I was to make something with it, I needed more. So I had this. It's this gorgeous metal alloy shank button with kind of like a marbled, obviously it's plastic, but stone. And I got the same in this onyx shade. So these are the buttons I got. I got either 7 or 9 of each colour, which is usually the quantity I get. Sometimes I get 11 if I'm very unsure what to do with them, but 9 is usually enough for a normal cardigan. And say for the Delacour cardigan, which has a lower square neckline, I use 7. For the Minerva cardigan, I use 9. So but that's just me. People differ a bit with how many buttonholes they tend to make. And I usually make odd numbered buttonholes. So those are the 2 buttons I got. So excited about them. I really I love haberdashery. Speaking of buttons, I have a button, Fabel Knitwear button update. As you know, I have my own button designs because I love them so much. I have designed 3 historically opulent buttons: the Nymphaea button, the Regina button, and the Fabel Rose button. And as I was restocking the Nymphaea in both emerald and cream, because both were sold out, I decided to do a new colour, which is now in the shop. Let's have a look at vintage pink. This is the Nymphaea button in vintage pink. It's showing up a bit lighter than it is in real life. It's the same design as the other Nymphaea buttons, which is an Egyptian lotus, sort of Art Nouveau style print, yeah, you know, whatever it is you call buttons. And it's this fun boudoir vintagey pink. So all these buttons, all the buttons I mentioned and have, are available at fabelknitwear.com under the haberdashery section. As I'm not showing you what I'm working on, seeing as they are upcoming designs, I am going to show you some plans, or I have yarn for plans. I am going to knit, okay, this is horribly skeined up because it was just for myself, I didn't do it neatly. This is Athena in Pearly Grey Ghost, which is this gorgeous silvery grey that's equally as beautiful with warm and cold colours, and I wear gold, and I've never been drawn towards grey because sometimes not all greys look great with warm tones and gold, but this one is so beautiful with gold. I am going to knit an antiquity blouse in Pearly Grey Ghost. I am so excited. I'm actually knitting the project I am currently knitting on is also knit in Pearly Grey Ghost, and I really love it. So this is going to be an antiquity blouse. I'm going to use Athena with the gold stellina and my mohair silk in the same shade. That's next on my to knit list as soon as I finish the sleeve I'm working on, and after that I think I'm going to do a Delacour cardigan in Oscar Fleur. Fleur is my creamy colourway, and I love it on Usk. Usk is my Norwegian heavy fingering light sport weight. It's spun at Hillesvåg, which is a Norwegian spinnery, and it's this delicious 2D yarn that's great for holding structure. And I have a Minerva cardigan knit in Usk already in the colour Wizard Stripes. I wear that all the time, and so I need another colour in a basic cardigan, and I figured the Delacour cardigan is as great as any. So this is second on my to knit list. I think this would just be wonderful. Look. So excited about that. So those are my knitting plans. After that, we'll just have to wait and see. Planning 2 ahead is fine, and then if something changes, then I'm not too set in my ideas. That's all I have to share with you this time around. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and stay safe, enjoy your summer as much as you can, and I will see you next time. Bye.